Matter and living organisms on Earth are all composed of the same basic elements, the atoms. In the mid-18th century, Mendeleev ordered all known atoms in the periodic table of elements. Mainly, all living things are made up of hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Atoms, by their nature, tend to bind to each other to form molecules. The ways in which atoms can be combined is almost infinite. One of the simplest molecules is water. One oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms form water. The molecules of water are associated with each other, making the consistency of macroscopic liquid. A single drop of water contains millions of billions of molecules.
Atoms can group into molecules. Molecules combine to form more complex objects, the macromolecules. The main families of macromolecules in the human body are proteins, fats, sugars, and nucleic acids. The most well-known nucleic acid is the DNA. It is a chain formed of link called nucleotides. There are 4 types of nucleotides: adenine, thymine, cytosine, and what we're seeing, guanine. Nucleotides are associated to form filaments of DNA. Each DNA molecule is formed by 2 strands of nucleotides. This gives the structure of a spiral staircase. All living things are made from DNA. It is similar to an instruction manual to build the functioning elements of a cell. A modification or mistake in the sequence of the code is a genetic alteration of DNA. This can be disastrous for your health.
Proteins, whose fundamental building blocks are the amino acids, represent another class of molecules. In nature, there are 20 amino acids. The one we are seeing is called histidine. As nucleotides are joined to form the DNA, the amino acids can also bind in sequence, giving rise to a long chain called polypeptide. Once formed, each polypeptide takes a characteristic 3-dimensional structure. It's this particular structure that allows the protein to have a specific function. Many of the drugs used in medicine are small molecules that interact with proteins involved in disease in order to correct their action. The protein we're watching now on the screen is involved in the inflammatory process. Aspirin, one of the most well-known drugs, is able to interact with a specific cavity of this protein and thereby block its action. This reduces the inflammation, giving us relief.
Inside and outside the cell, proteins perform all the functions that our body needs. Some proteins are located on the cell surface and function as gatekeepers that allow other smaller molecules to enter and exit from the cell. Other proteins are called receptors and allow the transmission of signals between cells. In other words, they communicate. The protein that we're watching now is a receptor and is composed of 5 subunits. Together, they form a channel through which smaller molecules can pass. The function of the protein can be switched on, activated, or switched off, deactivated. The switch is made by another molecule that will interact with the receptor. All proteins have small cavity that acts as the active site to enable or disable the function of every protein. The active site can be seen as a lock, and the small molecule as the key that opens the lock. You must find the right key to open each lock.